friends, welcome back to our journey, our quest to find the ancient village of Pitchi. To answer the question, where is my home? Thus far, we've tracked down the 3 clues that have been left behind by the Franciscan friars at the Carmel Mission. We found a small redwood canyon along the coast and approximately 6 leagues south. And to our delight, we found a small stream in this redwood canyon, which we followed until it tumbled into the Pacific Ocean. What a wonderful sight it was. Well, anyways, from this immediate area, let's explore. Let's see if we can find any other signs of life and to solve the mystery of where is my home.
What's unique about this little waterfall is right over here. Look, it's like a natural wall. And it's about 4 feet, 3-4 feet deep over here. So you could actually sit in there like a thermal bath. Wow, this is very, very beautiful. And look at this element over here. This here is grooved here, very smooth. This is extremely smooth. So right over here, look, this over here is a little concave. You probably can't see it. So you can crush the nut here. And again, as part of the leaching and cleaning process, you needed fresh water, and there it was. So this also is another food preparation boulder, food preparation site. This is absolutely fantastic. Such a majestic view. It's unbelievable. This is really a joy to behold. But look at this. When I came down here, I stepped on this boulder here, and I noticed the shadow over here. You're not going to believe this. Look at this. Look at this. This is an ancient grinding boulder, which used to be up here, and over time, it got pushed down to here. This is really fantastic, because all the bedrock mortars that I have seen have been in the ground on a big granite piece. This element right over here can actually be, I guess, portable, if you want to say that. So this is really, really fantastic. Let's go in there and take a real close look here. This here is very, very smooth. Very smooth. Very smooth. And you can see over here, let me get in the shadows, right over here. It's a flat spot right over there. Okay, let me clear it out. And right over here, look, it's a flat spot. So they could have used this to break open the acorn. But there it is. That is wonderful. That's really majestic.
continue our exploration, I want to mention to you that the landscape that we see today is probably somewhat different than it was 100 or even 1,000 years ago. We must remember that succeeding generations of settlers, farmers, and ranchers often chose a place to build their homes in the same area that the natives had their villages. And the reason was, usually the site that was located by the natives was an optimal living place. It was usually near a source of water, a source of life. I came up on this boulder and I saw this little indentation here. This here is another Indian grinding area. Let me clear it out for you. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Now I'm not sure if there's anything here, but let's clear it out over here and let's see if there was another area right over here. Oh, look at this. Oh my goodness. You are seeing this. You are seeing this exactly as I discover this. This is incredible. Look at this. Look at this over here. This is incredible. Grinding mortar area. Look at this. This is very beautiful here. This is incredible. Look at this. The small grinding area. And then a larger, deeper one over here. Friends, this is the property line over here. And as you can tell, this is somewhat of an old fence. But right over there, a new pole was put in there. But in the digging of the post, it revealed the extensive site of this shell min area. Look at this over here. Just digging this new fence post revealed these abalone shells. My goodness, look at the size of this one over here. It is fairly large. And I think what's exciting about it is that these shells were not bought in a store yesterday, but rather these are abalone shells that were handled by the Rumsen Indians of this area hundreds, if not thousands of years ago. But let me show you another interesting find. Right here, this whole outcropping of rocks was a place where food was processed. Obviously today it's a pasture for grazing and has been significantly altered from times past. But as I was looking at this area, I was very surprised at what I noticed. Look here in front of us. You can see this natural outcropping of rocks over here, or these boulders. They all have odd size and shapes over here from breaking apart. You can see this over here. This is the natural stone right over here. But as I was looking at this boulder configuration, these stones over here, look what I found. Right over here, laying here hundreds of years, is a food processing implement. Look at this here. Look at the perfect curvature of this stone. This here is smooth. This here is a grinding stone. This is a food preparation implement, and it was used in this manner. It was placed in a hand as such, and on another flat rock it was used to go ahead and grind or tenderize all manner of food. This is really fantastic, friends. This has been lying here hundreds of years. Look at the plant life on top of the rock right here. Look at the plant life here. And as I said, here is the natural stone. You could see that it's jagged and edged, whereas this one has been shaped. This is really a fantastic discovery. Friends, I'm going to take this grinding stone. It's called a mano in Mexico, and leave it right here where it's laid for 100 years. I want to remind everyone that this land is private land. Fortunately, the rancher who owns this property has agreed to let me film the wonders so that we can all share in its joy. So please let us remember to respect these property rights. Friends, this is very exciting. As I was exploring this area, I found a midden site. However, with a twist. This midden site is what I call a modern midden site. You might ask yourself, well, what is a modern midden site compared to the ancient Rumsen Indian ones that we've just seen? Well, this midden site that I've uncovered is a midden site that was created by the settlers who came after the natives no longer lived in this area. And so I asked myself, what is the origin of this midden site over here? Now we have to remember that a modern roadway was not built through Big Sur until the beginning of 1931, and it took another 6 years to complete the highway. So during that period and before that period, this was a very isolated area. And so to solve this question, who left this modern midden site here, I learned that around 1880 there was a fairly prosperous redwood lumber and tan bark industry in a Big Sur area. Now you have to remember that the Big Sur coastline is not a hospital coastline. There are no grand beaches or bays to land the schooner or ship to take out the lumber. So these landings were built on cliff tops, and with a system of pulleys and cables, the lumber was shipped down to schooners that were anchored offshore. And so I conducted additional research, and I found out that in this site, in this immediate area, a landing had been built. Now remember, one of our clues to the village of Pitchi was that it was located in a little redwood canyon. So this is the perfect spot. These clues come together. And so as I conducted additional research, I found that the landing that had been built here was operational from approximately 1890 to 1920, and that it employed approximately 500 people in this local area. Well, as I examined several of the items in this midden site, I found several bottles that are dated from the 1920s. So there's no doubt that this midden site is somehow connected to the old redwood lumber and tan bark trade in the Big Sur area. Well, friends, I find this a very interesting aspect of our recent history. Anyways, from here, let's continue our exploration of this area. time here at this magical place is coming to an end. But before we leave here, I want to show you one more clue that I found which indicates that people lived here at one time. We're going to take a walk in this field behind me, and I'm going to show you a symbol or a series of symbols that I found on a boulder. Now these symbols are called cupules. Now cupules are one of the oldest form of symbology found in all the continents of the world except the Antarctic. The oldest cupule symbols are found in India, and they are several hundred thousands of years old. What they actually mean has been lost in time, so anything that can be said about them and their meaning is somewhat speculative. Now some people may say that these variations that we see in this boulder that I'm about to show you are naturally forming. This is the only boulder that contains these characteristics that we are about to see. Although speculative, I would say that in my mind I am convinced that these symbols that I am looking at, that we are looking at, are cupule symbols that have been placed here by the Rumsen Indians or people who preceded them many, many years ago. However, I'll let you be the judge. So let's go and take a walk through this field and take a look at what I believe are cupule symbols. Friends, in trying to answer the question, where is my home, we have had a wonderful experience. We started our quest for the Rumsen Indian village of Pitchi by following 3 clues left behind by the records at the Carmel mission. These clues were to travel 6 leagues south along the coast and until we found a small redwood canyon. And so, after traveling 6 leagues south along the coast and taking into consideration of what the topography of the land would have looked like in 1780, I found a small redwood canyon. And it was in the small redwood canyon that we found another very important factor to sustain life. We found a fresh water stream. And so we decided to follow this stream as it continued on its westward path towards the Pacific Ocean. And as we followed the stream, we found our first signs of ancient habitation. We found several bedrock mortars that were used for food preparation. And then close by to these mortars, we found a shell midden site, which was an area where food was also processed. And then to our great surprise, amongst the shells, we found a stone pestle that was used by the ancients to process the abalone. We continued to follow the stream as it tumbled into the Pacific Ocean. And along the way, we found mortars, a pestle, and other food preparation sites. We further explored the area and found additional shell midden and food preparation sites. And to my great surprise, I also found a boulder that contained petroglyph symbols that were left behind by the ancients who lived in this area at one time. I then conducted some historical research and learned that a native burial site was found in the immediate area of the vicinity that we had been exploring. Apparently, this ancient site had been revealed as the roadways were being built through the Big Sur area. Friends, the preponderance of the evidence that we have seen reveals that ancient life in fact existed in this area that we have explored. Although speculative on my part, after following the 3 simple clues left behind in these Carmel mission records, I personally believe that we have explored the village of Pitchi. Well, before closing, I want to mention 2 things. The Rumsen natives are not a vanished people. They live and prosper today. Also, remember that the area we have explored is private property, so please do not enter these lands without the appropriate permissions. Well, friends, this has been a wonderful experience, and I hope that you continue to trek with me as we explore the mysteries of Monterey.